in our solar system, we've hit the big 3.5 of the places where people think it's interesting to consider the possibility of habitability and the possibility of inhabitation. There's obviously Mars. Mars was wetter, probably warmer, had environments we know to have been habitable. Again, my criterion is often take a bug from the Earth, stick it somewhere else, would it survive? And that absolutely is true on early Mars in certain places. So Mars, interesting spot. Europa, also a very interesting spot. It's not clear there if we actually have a habitable environment because we don't understand the composition of the ocean. We don't understand how the ocean is interacting with either the ice shell or the rocky surface underneath. And that's what we need to understand to see the composition, to see if it has the things that would make it habitable. But it certainly has the water. It certainly has more liquid water than anywhere else we know of in the solar system. Enceladus, super interesting. Enceladus, we know, has habitable conditions down in the ocean because we get the stuff spewed at us. We can measure the composition and we see that there are terrestrial microbes that you could drop into the ocean of Enceladus and I think they would survive. That's a pretty interesting one. Titan, yeah, probably not, but it's fun to speculate on what weird life might be like at somewhere else that has liquid, even though it's not liquid water. Anywhere else in the solar system? Well, if you have paid attention in the last couple of years, you might have heard the hubbub about phosphine detected on Venus, suggesting there is life in the clouds of Venus. One, is an insane idea. Two, most people don't believe that the phosphine detection is real. And three, if there really were phosphine, don't you think maybe there'd be a better explanation than that there are microbes who live and evolved in the clouds of Venus? I don't know. That one seems like a stretch to me. Other solid places, asteroids? No, probably not. Mercury, way too hot. But you will hear people speculating about some of the other icy bodies in the outer solar system. The moons of Uranus, Triton, the big moon of Neptune, Pluto, all of these places potentially have liquid water underneath their surfaces in the same way that Europa and Enceladus does. And yet, those places, though people call them ocean worlds, it's a great bandwagon word to have jumped upon, those places, they are probably not going to have habitable locations, much less inhabitation. And the main reason why is because one of the big requirements is that your ocean needs to somehow be in contact with rock from which it can extract all of these nutrients and chemicals that we think of as important for life. In most of these other places, there is a water layer in the body that is stuck between two ice layers. It's a bit of a strange situation, but you have ice that actually changes phases as it gets to higher and higher pressure, and you can then trap water in between that. Water trapped between two ice layers, not going to have very much chemical complexity. I'm sure you'll have contamination and other things going on in there. But the other important thing is that these other oceans on these ocean worlds are deep, deep under an ice layer. And getting any kind of nutrients from the surface, as you certainly have the capability of doing at Europa, who knows if you can do it at Enceladus, it's going to be much more difficult. So although people love to say Uranian satellites, ocean worlds, Pluto, ocean world, all the dwarf planets, ocean worlds, there's a difference between an ocean world that's interesting for the concept of life and a world where there just happens to be an ocean. And I think we've really hit the main two ones, Europa and Enceladus, as the ocean worlds about which we care. It's good to remember these locations, though. The Earth might have life on it. Mars could be. Europa, Enceladus. It's good to think about these locations and what they're like as we then move on to explore the possibilities of life in the rest of the galaxy around us.